What's up? You checking out the Frequent Flyer. If you're returning, welcome back. I know it's been a while since you guys saw me flying or doing any videos in general, and that's just been because here in Philly we've been having a lot of bad and crazy weather. We had a crazy snowstorm just a few days ago, so it's been like really windy before the snowstorm, and then afterwards it got warm for a quick second, but I think that only lasted like a half a day or whatnot. And so it's been just very windy and cold. And so it's just been very windy and cold out here in Philly. So really not too much flying going on. But I have been still having my fun. You guys know that the Freak is always going to have his fun. Rain, sleet, or snow, it doesn't matter. But anyhow, so I did get a few things in still for review. And this is one of the things that I have gotten in. This is the Jumper T8SG. And this thing is a deviated transmitter here. It's doing a deviation thing. It has a 4-in-1 module in here. And so this is a multi-protocol transmitter. It actually can fly DSMX. It can fly Futaba, it can fly FR Sky, and it can fly Fly Sky. Along with all the other toy protocols and all, most of them, you can fly just about anything with this. You guys that are longtime subscribers to my channel know that I'm a deviation guy. I usually rock with Devos. And I have a 3-in-1 module in one of my Devos. I have a Devo 8S. Over here in the corner back there, and that has a 4-in-1 module in it. And this thing, I thought that this was going to be more like a toy grade transmitter, but it has surprised me. The gimbals on this thing are not bad, definitely better than any toy grade gimbals. And so you can actually fly really nice acro with this and all. The sticks actually have good resolution and good response. My only gripe with it is just the screen there on the bottom is just so small. So little tiny screen. And also I would like to have had a trainer switch over here. And all of these switches here are 3-position switches. So no 2-position switches. And yeah, that's about it. Everything else is okay with this thing. Kind of reminds me of a Devo 7E. Which is the smaller Devo. I now use the Devo 10. This is a Devo 12E back here, but I usually use a Devo 10 when I'm doing all my flights and everything. Most of them. If I'm not using that, then I'm using the Tyrannus X9D, I think it is. But this is a really nice transmitter. It seems to be anyhow. I have to do some more testing. I'm going to be doing some videos with this, flying some of the quads with it and see what kind of range I can get with it, because I know with my Devo with deviation I get excellent range. It seems like my range is better on my Devo than my Tyrannus. But in other news, I also have a few other things coming up. I have a build. I have a few builds actually. I have a build with RC Addicts frame, the Mode 2 Ghost. One of the other builds that I'm excited about is a small build that I'm actually doing with these motors. These are the new DYS 905 10,000 kV motors. So really small, but they're a little higher, a little taller than the norm. A little taller than the norm for motors in this class here. So I'm hoping that these motors will give a little brushless tiny whoop a little more torque and a little more power. Because I have been flying around this BB66 here, and I'm really not impressed with the power from this one. I think I get a better punch out with my 7mm tiny whoops than I do with this thing. And this is brushless. And so, really not convinced all the way to go brushless with the tiny whoop craft. I admit this is the only tiny whoop brushless quad that I have, outside of the Armor 67, but the Armor 67 is a 2S, This here is a 1S. I'm talking about 1S. This thing seems like it has more punch than this. And so, but this might fly a little faster because it's heavy and all. It takes more thrust to get it up in the air. And it takes more throttle to keep it afloat. And so it seems like that makes it go a little faster, a lot faster actually. And this thing is so light, you have to really slam on the throttle to get this thing to really go fast. And it's not really that controllable, but this one, it builds up some momentum, and the weight of it makes it able to fly fast, easier than that one. And it flies outdoors better than that one as well. But as I've already said, I'm not really that impressed with the punch out on this one and the power. So hopefully these motors are the answer for the brushless Tiny Whoops. And so I guess I'll leave you guys with some of the footage of some of the fun that I've been having still in this bad weather. And thanks for watching. So I decided to bring out my WL Toys Wild Warrior Ghost. It's a 1/10 scale rock climber. I didn't find anything on it that said anything about it being waterproof or anything like that. I just thought I'd throw it out here anyway. And it did okay. So it has a lot of torque. Definitely one of my favorites of the land vehicles that I have now. It cleaned up pretty nice too. And it got really wet. A bunch of snow got inside. It was all wet inside and everything, and it still runs okay. Cleaned up really nice. A lot of torque in this one too. I was thinking about cutting the springs, but I was told that that would just mess up the truck. The whole idea though is that it's a climber. It's a rock climber or a crawler. And so a lot of fun to be had with it, doing those type of things and doing what I'm doing now. So I think I'm not gonna bother the suspension or anything. If anything, I might add a little oil. The shocks are oil-filled shocks. And the wind was crazy this day too. All through the water. You can see here I'm running it all through water. It's getting all inside. Doesn't seem to be slowing it down at all though. And so the next time you guys see this truck, it'll more than likely be FPV'd. Thanks for watching.